everyone, how are you all? I hope you are doing well. Myself Kuhu Sarkar, and today in this video I'm going to discuss the poem by William Wordsworth, The Solitary Reaper. So I hope you know that I try to complete the whole Burdwan University major English syllabus, as many of my subscribers they asked me to complete the whole syllabus, and sorry because I was so much busy, so I could not make videos. So please forgive me, but I will try to cover up the whole syllabus, okay? And I hope you know that I had already made many videos on William Shakespeare's sonnets, then Philip Sidney's sonnet, John Donne's work, and Bacon's essay. So you can check in my playlist, okay? And before going to the poem, we should know about William Wordsworth. So who is William Wordsworth? William Wordsworth is the famous romantic poet. Now let's know more about him, and in between I have to say that if you have any queries you can write in the comment box, and if you like the video please hit the like button, and you can share it with your friends, with your classmates, so that it will inspire me. Okay, so this is a picture of William Wordsworth. So as I said that he was the famous romantic poet. He was born in 1770 and died in 1850. Was a prominent English romantic poet known for his deep appreciation of nature and its profound influence on human emotion and thoughts. So why I am focusing on the term, on the word that he is a famous romantic poet, you will ask. So what is romantic poet, and why I am focusing on he is a lover of nature. He influence on his work influence human emotion and thoughts, because before romantic period there was neoclassical age. What neoclassical age writers do, there were also famous writers like Alexander Pope, um, who wrote Rape of the Lock. Then John Dryden, he's also famous. So what they did, they try to follow the classical age. They try to follow the classical age, therefore they are called neoclassical age. They write through their brain, and they write in more serious way. They said that there is no connection between writing and the writer, no connection between creator and creation, because the creator and creation are two individual things. So your emotions, your feelings should not showcase in your writing. But Wordsworth, with his friend, good friend Samuel Taylor Coleridge, who is also a famous romantic poet, they both joined and they said that these are wrong. People should read poetry, and they should feel with us. They should feel the emotion. They should connect with the poet, connect with the writing, because we are writing for the local people, we are writing for the day to day life people, for the simple people. So if we write in bombasting word, with bombasting word, they, it will never connect them. They have to look dictionary, they have to read other works, but they are the simple people. So most of the writings of Wordsworth, you can know, or if you read Wordsworth's poem like Daffodils. Daffodils everyone read, because it is a poem which can be understood by any children. So in this poetry you can find the simplicity. Anybody can read it. Anybody can feel with it. Anybody can feel the beauty of the poem, the scenery, what the poet try to express. Therefore Wordsworth break the traditional norms. And he was also influenced by French Revolution. And French Revolution, what they said that you should fight for liberty, fraternity and equality. Therefore Wordsworth said that in poetry should also express your feeling, express your emotion. So you will be surprised that why do we need to know all these things, because to understand the poem clearly, to understand the poem deeply, you should know the background, you should know the historical background. And it should be on your answer also. Okay, this background, why they are called romantic poet, what are the feature of romanticism, and what are the feature of romantic period. So he was born in Cockermouth, Cumberland, and he spent much of his life in picturesque Lake District. So he was also called Lake Poet because some of them, like William Wordsworth, then Coleridge, and other two three, so they go and live in Lake District, and they try to make a separate colony. Okay, so which inspired many of their his works. Along with Samuel Taylor Coleridge, he co-authored lyrical ballads. So this is a groundbreaking work. Through this work, Wordsworth changed the whole tradition of writing. So, in this work, Wordsworth said, the famous speech by Wordsworth, that poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feeling. So, it means that poetry, the emotions should come out in your poetry, the feelings should come out in your poetry. Poetry should not be detached from your emotion. You should poetry should follow your emotions, your feelings. So poetry is a powerful overflow of powerful spontaneous overflow of powerful feeling. Okay, so it is a groundbreaking work collection that marked the beginning of romantic era in English literature. Wordsworth believed that poetry should reflect the simplicity of everyday life and the beauty of nature. So it should reflect the simplicity of everyday life and beauty of nature, as seen in his famous poems like the Preludes, Daffodils, Tinton Abbey. So as I said that a child can read these poems. His works emphasize emotion, imagination, and the connection between humanity and natural world. So he was a natural lover because he lived in sometimes in Scotland, in England, most of the time in England. So he used to walk for many hours by foot, and he complete the whole Scotland, the England by foot. So he was a nature lover, and he believed that nature is his god, nature is his mother and father, because he lost his mother parents in very early childhood. And he also has one sister, Dorothy Wordsworth. And in this poem also you can see that Dorothy Wordsworth, William Wordsworth and Coleridge, they were very much connected to each other. And in this poem you can see that they are going in a hill with his sister. Okay, so he was also a poet laureate, appointed as poet laureate in 1843. Wordsworth remains celebrated for his role in transforming English poetry and inspiring generations of poets. The Solitary River is a poem by William Wordsworth. The poem was inspired the poet's trip to Scotland in 1803 with his sister Dorothy Wordsworth. So it inspired from his trip in 1803, and it was written in 1805 and it was published in 1807. Okay, so in Tinton Abbey also he went with his sister Dorothy. So every poem, Daffodils also, he said that I look in a single sight, and I look lots thousands of daffodils. Right, there is a line that as clouds they are roaming around. So you can see that how much a poet, nature lover he was. And in through his poetry, through his poems, you can understand that how his emotions can be felt. We connect with him. So now let's see, let's read the poem first, then we will discuss and analyze. Okay, here you, through the picture you can understand that it is about a reaper who is reaping. Reaper, they reap the corn. So with a sickle, she is using to reap the corn. Okay, so she is solitary in the field. Wordsworth noticed that a woman, she is reaping the corn. In the field she was alone. She was therefore, he said, solitary reaper. She is alone. So behold her, single in the field. So behold her mean look at her. Look at her single in the field. Yon solitary highland lass. Yon solitary. Solitary means lonely. Highland lass mean, Highland is a place of, in Scotland, and lass mean girl. Okay, lass mean girl. So look at her. A single solitary reaper, Highland lass. She was, look at her. At the first line, he said, look at her. Reaping and singing by herself. So she was reaping the corn. She was reaping the corn and singing by herself. She was singing by herself. Stop here. He said the reader, stop here or gently first. So you should stop here. The poet is going somewhere and he saw one is reaping and singing. One girl, one solitary reaper, one Highland lass mean girl. She was reaping and singing by herself. So he said, maybe with, maybe he was with, his, sister Dorothy Wordsworth. So maybe he is telling to her, or maybe, ask the reader that stop her. You should stop her. Or if you are if you are in hurry to go somewhere, or you have to go somewhere, if you need to go, then don't disturb her. Just gently pass her. Gently pass the reaper. Don't disturb her. You should not disturb the reaper. Alone she cuts and binds the grain. So what she did, she cuts the, corn and binds the grain. Alone. He was repeating that alone. She was alone. And sings a melancholy strain. So she was singing a melancholy strain. So most of the time when we hear or listen one song, maybe we could not understand the song's, lyric, or we could not understand the language, the word, but through the tone, we know it is our instinct, right? We understand that it is a song of sorrow, it is a song of, happiness, right? So through the tone we could understand. If a child also understand that it is a song of sorrow, because the tone is, like that, and we understand, and it gives us the feeling that something, melancholy is happening. She was mourning. So the poet said that I'm seeing a melancholy strain. So the, maiden, the lass, the girl is singing a melancholy strain. Oh, listen, for the veil profound is overflowing with the sound. So he said, maybe to the reader or to his sister, that, oh, listen, for the veil profound is overflowing with the sound. So it is overflowing, the veil is overflowing with the sound, because there is no one in the veil. She is only dipping and binding the grains, and the river and the veil, they are overflowing with her sound, with her melancholy strain. No nightingale did ever chant. So it is a example of hyperbole. That he said that no nightingale, I assure you that no nightingale did ever chant like this. No nightingale can sing like this. It is most of the poem. It is said that nightingale is the sweeter, sings so sweet, and so there are many writers in India also. Maybe Sarojini Naidu, she was called as a nightingale because her voice is so sweet. Then Coleridge also write a poem about nightingale where he said that he became fainted by the nightingale's voice. So here he said the nightingale also cannot sing so much more sweeter than the maiden. The maiden is singing much more sweeter than the nightingale. More welcome notes to weary bands of travelers in some saddy hunt among Arabian sands. So there is a example of enjambment because the line is not finishing, right? So he said that the Arabian sands, the travelers of Arabian sands mean they are coming from the long way and they are much tired and they just want to rest. And when they it's look like this song gives them much more shelter, much more comfort to the traveler. Like I feel, mean when the traveler they coming from a long way, they are tired, they are hungry, they are thirsty, they want some rest, and when they find some tree, how they feel just heaven, like. So he said that this song also is much more giving comfort than the tree. So I feel much more comfort than the shelter. More welcome notes to weary bands or traveler in some saddy haunt among Arabian sands. So in Arabian sands, if the traveler find some saddy haunt, if they find some sad shadow or some shade to take rest, the song is much more comfortable, much more um, heartwarming than the shelter. Understood? Now, first he compared with nightingale, then he compared with the shade. A voice so thrilling never was heard in springtime from the cuckoo bird. So in cuckoo bird also many in many poems it was said that cuckoo birds sing so sweet. So and when cuckoo birds sing in springtime. So he said that a voice so thrilling never was heard. The voice is much more thrilling, much more sweeter, never so hard in springtime from cuckoo birds. So it is much more sweeter than the cuckoo birds singing or cuckoo birds chant, breaking the silence of the sea. So why sea? Because it's look like a sea, because there are many crowns and there are valley. So it's look like a sea with of corns, right? So breaking the silence of the sea, because silence of the seas, because sea is only one, and it breaking, it's look like breaking the silence of the seas among the farthest half-breeds. So where is half-breeds? Half-breeds also a place, Fabridge is also a place in Scotland, and it is said that there are many things happen. Some magical things happen in Fabridge. So it is maybe folk story or something. So there is a place Fabridge. So it looks like the breaking the silence of the seas among the farthest Hebrides. So it's break the silence of the sea, which is much more far like Hebrides. Okay, this is also a hyperbole, an example of hyperbole. Will no one tell me what she sings? So he could not understand the meaning of the word, he could not understand the meaning of the lyric. So he said, will no one tell me what she sings? What she sings? Perhaps the plaintive numbers of flow. So he could not understand, as I said, that through the voice, through the tone, we can understand that he sees singing a sad tone, singing in sad tone or in happy tone. So poet could understand that she is singing in melancholy state, she is singing in sad tone, but he could not understand the meaning, because maybe the he is in Scotland right now. So the girl is a native of Scotland. So she's seeing in Scots, she's seeing in Scottish language. Therefore, he could not understand. Though there is not no much. Much more difference between English language and Scottish language, but there are difference, right? Therefore the poet could not understand. Maybe the poet is much more far from the girl, so therefore he could not understand the meaning of the word, but he could understand that the singing is in melancholy. She is singing in melancholy strain and she is singing in sad note. So now he is guessing that what happened. Perhaps the plaintive numbers of flow. Maybe something happened in his life, in her life. Some plaintive numbers flow. Mean maybe many people died in her family, in her life. For old, maybe for old, unhappy or far of things, maybe something old, something unhappy things or far of things like that maybe happened in her life, and battles long ago. So maybe she is singing for some loss, maybe she lost some family member or some battle happened which also give her the pain. So a battles which happened long ago, or it is more humbly, or it is more humble, something more humbly familiar matter of today. Maybe something, some familiar matter, maybe she have some fight with some family member, or maybe some familiar matter of today. Okay, some natural sorrow, loss or pain. Some natural sorrow mean natural death. Natural death means maybe she lost her father, her family member, or some loss or some pain which make her sing the song that has been and maybe again. So see, he said that he guessed that maybe these things happen, or maybe again, maybe something else. So he said that the girl maybe he understand that it is sing in sung in sad note. So maybe she lost someone, maybe some battles. You can understand that there are some things written some sorry, some songs written which may be influenced by some bad thing which happened many years ago. Some battles happen. So maybe she's singing a song which refers, or which giving us the reference that the something bad happened in their life, some mishappening happened in their life, some loss, some pain, some suffering. So maybe not. Okay, so through the singing, through the song, he is guessing whatever the theme the maiden sang. So he said whatever the theme the maiden sang, as if her song could have no ending. So it's look like that her song is will never going to end. So in Coleridge's Nightingale also he gives the same impression that nightingales, not in Nightingale poem, another poem, He said that the Grecian aunt. He said that the singing will never end. So here also he said that the song could have no ending. I saw her singing at her work. So she is not sitting, or she is not singing in her off time. She's singing and she's also doing hard work. But in that way also, her singing is so much mesmerizing that it's that overflowing with the wind, and it's mesmerize everyone, passerby, everyone, and to the poet also. So the songs, I saw her singing at her work, and over the sickle bending. So she is doing the work. She is cutting the grain. I listened, motionless and still. So it's just mesmerized me, the Tennyson's Lotus Eater. So it mesmerizing the mermaid singing, how the mermaid's song mesmerize the traveler. It's look like that. It's the maiden's song mesmerize the poet. He just listen, motionless. He stopped, stand, motionless and still. And I mounted up the hill. And as I mounted up the hill, so he said, then after that, as I mounted up the hill, the music in my heart I bore. I took this music in my heart. As I passed by, as I mounted up the hill, I took the music in my heart. I bore the music in my heart. Long after it was heard no more. So, long after it was heard no more, long many times later, I can also remember the sing. I could not maybe remember what he sings, because I could not understand, but it will be in my heart, the experience. So romantic poets, they said that you go and see a scenery, or see something, or feel something when you come up your home, and you are sitting, or you are doing some work, or you are spending a lazy time. You can again experience the um, whole thing. So here also the poet came back, and he bore the music in his heart. Okay, so I hope I can make you understand. Sorry, because the video is going to be long. So let's see the figure of speech one by one. Metaphor: the poet compares the girl singing to the voice of a cuckoo bird, and to convey beauty and impact of her song. Okay, apostrophe. The poem begins with an apostrophe, which is a figure of speech, an imaginary person or thing. So the poem begins with an apostrophe. Assonance is, I made a video where I discuss alliteration. Alliteration is a repetition of consonant word, and there I said that assonance is the repetition of vowel sounds. Okay, alliteration, repetition of consonant sound. Assonance, repetition of vowel sound. So it is a repetition of vowel sound. There, behold her single in the field, I and in. So this is the repetition of um, vowel sounds. Then hyperbole, there is many hyperbole that he never seen the kaku bird can sing very well than the maiden. Then other exaggeration, that it's overflowing the whole valley. So these are the example of hyperbole. Alliteration also, there is a speech where you can see the alliteration. Then imagery, used to make the readers perceive things involving their five sense. So you can, when you reading this poem, you can through with this poet, you can also you can also imagine, or you can also feel the poem, or the singing, or the song, through your senses. So it is the imagery. Similarly, you see that whatever the theme, maiden song as if her song could have no ending. So there is use of as, and you know, when we give the similarity by the using the word as, and like. These are the example of simile. Then personification, describing it, the poem personifies the rapper's song, describing it overflowing melancholy strain. So this is the example of personification. Then repetition, will no one tell me what she sings, is a repeated several times. Then enjambment, there is a lots of using of enjambment, and the poem is written in quatrains with ab rhyme scheme. Let's look. So, field, um, less pass, grain, strain, then profound sound. So these are match. Okay, so there is not such kind of structure, but yes, in some place you can also see iambic pentameter also used, iambic tetrameter also used. So that's all. I hope you liked my explanation, and if you have any queries, and if you could not understand one line, you can ask me again. I will make you understand. Okay, thank you for giving your time.